everybody expecting the Zambians to win, but to do that tonight, they have to find some goals. And I wonder just how hungry is their captain, Kalusha Bwalia. Look for him with the captain's armband in the number 11 shirt. Is he still hungry enough for success? And how much running is there still in those 32-year-old legs? The Zambians are in the white shirts and the white shorts. And Burkina Faso have the kickoff as we await just the final clearance on the pitch, and we're underway in Bloemfontein. Burkina Faso on the left-hand side of your screen, defending that goal away to our left in this first period, in the green shirts with the yellow shorts, and looking to make inroads early on, perhaps shock the Zambians into conceding an early goal. Why not indeed? Whereas a number of these colleagues were there in 92 and again in 94. And rediscover that goal-scoring touch over the course of these finals, then Zambia may well find themselves going all the way once again. But for the moment, Dennis Lota is being carried from the pitch. While we were looking at Dennis Lota there, it's the first goal of the evening, and it's come almost too quickly. Down here in South Africa, and it's Malatoli who is getting the congratulations, so I'm sure we can enjoy that goal once again on the replay. Kenneth Malatoli quickly in on the free kick, and here it comes once again. Zambia, after 17 minutes of play in Bloemfontein, have the opening goal from the head of Malatoli. So Kenneth Malatoli then justifies his selection in tonight's starting lineup. There's the free kick. Nobody had picked him up. Big Malatoli, unchallenged, puts a header into the top corner. No chance. Plays the ball back to number 2, Harrison Chongo. Here comes Zambia again. Andrew Tembo is fouled. That might well be a yellow card too. Mutali in the end looked as if he might have been clear. Well, Vincent Mutali there was on a surge, and it needed a desperate challenge, an unfair one too, to halt him in his tracks. Now Kalusha Bwalia can be very dangerous indeed from this sort of position. There he is, nearest the camera, the goal scorer Kenneth Malatoli to his left. And Vincent Mutali, it's Kalusha Bwalia, and Zambia have a second. The 1988 African Footballer of the Year picks out the top corner with that sweet left foot. And the captain extends Zambia's lead. This a different side entirely from that we saw labour to that 0-0 scoreline against Algeria. And the Zambians looking good here midway through the first half. Here it comes again. So the Zambians, with their greater degree of professionalism and organisation and preparation, first with a free kick that landed with great precision on the head of Kenneth Malatoli, and then within 10 minutes, after a foul just on the edge of the box, as Vincent Mutali burst through, up steps the skipper once again, provider of the 6% of the possession. Well, if that's the case when Zambia have had it, they've turned it to good use. Burkina Faso side, coming forward into the final third, have done very little indeed. Now, the card is coming out. It's a red card. Oh, it's all going wrong for Burkina Faso here. Now the the two players that go to ground. Yes, up came an elbow into the face of Mutale, first player to be dismissed from the 20th African Nations Cup tournament here in South Africa. So how can Burkina Faso come back from this? Because they conceded another one. It's all too simple. It's turning into a rout and deep embarrassment now for the minnows of African football. And Kalusha Bwalia is on the mark again for his second of the game and Zambia's third. Well, within 60 seconds of Kamagati's dismissal, in the end, it was a simple rebound for a player of his quality to find the empty net. Kalusha Bwalia makes it 3-0 Zambia. Litana on the far side. It's Mutale in midfield. Zambian number 2, Chongo, coming forward to support the attack, and you can afford to do that as a defender. Now he goes back. When you're a side of 3 up, everybody wants to get in on the action. And Kalusha Bwalia is on a hat-trick. It'll be the first hat-trick of these finals should he find another goal. Oh, wonderful flick from the multi-talented number 11. And the Zambians giving Burkina Faso a footballing lesson, I'm afraid. Kalusha Bwalia, rebound wouldn't fall for him. I must say I've wondered in recent years, watched him in Senegal at 92 and again 2 years ago, whether he still had the appetite to lead the line. He's been dropping more and more into midfield in recent years. But there he is right now, chasing down the defender and playing as furthest man forward for Zambia. 32-year-old Kalusha, the captain, looking back to his best in this one. 2 goals from him, an early breakthrough from Kenneth Malatoli. And Zambia are calling the tune and holding all the cards. They've got a man over here, may not need it. But save from the keeper. That was Kalusha. And who can blame him for being single-minded there, as all strikers tend to be inside the box, with just one thing on his mind, going for goal. But perhaps the better option there was laying the ball off to Johnson Bwalia, the number 7, had acres of room and might have had a better shooting opportunity. In the end, just not enough power to defeat Diarra, who touches it aside, the corner kick. They can't deal with it again. Oh my word, up comes the big number 3. Elijah Litana plays, as does his fellow defender Harrison Chongo in Saudi Arabia at the Al Hilal club. Very well organised and professional club they are too. And Litana, very dangerous indeed from corner kicks like that. Scored the first goal in both the semi and the final in '94 when Zambia went into an early lead before losing to Nigeria by 2 goals to 1. Just too quick with the Al Tuwum club, the 26-year-old, also based in Saudi Arabia, but came from the Premier Club in Zambia, the current champions, Bufalira Wanderers. Played throughout the '94 tournament. That's Salifu, who gives it away. Kenneth Malatoli playing as a forward midfielder, and there's number 4. Well, it certainly is a rout now. It's almost becoming like a training match for the Zambians. And you just saw there how easy it was to pierce the Burkina Faso defensive guard once again. This time it is Dennis Loader who gets on the score sheet, as the Zambians salami in their appreciation of this fine goal taken from just inside the box with the right foot, Dennis Loader. That was a quality finish. Still had plenty of work to do once he received the ball from Kenneth Malatoli. It's Zambia 4, Burkina Faso 0. 44th minute then. And Zambia now cruising surely little that Traoré can offer from the touchline. They call Burkina Faso the Stallions, but I'm afraid at the moment they're playing more like a team of geldings. Well, it's now a question of pride. Traoré, Salifou. There's no cohesion, there's no will either for the Burkina Faso frontmen to run into positions off the ball. They seem to have given it up. Unless they can regroup in the dressing room, they are going to suffer an extreme humiliation here, because there's number 5. And you wonder where this is going to end. Johnson Bwalia this time with the left foot. Very similar indeed to the goal scored just 90 seconds ago from Dennis Lota. This is turning into a night for Zambian football to remember. But this time from the left-hand side of the penalty area. It's another skimming cross shot, hit with great precision and power too. That's the perfect combination. That's a quality goal as well from Johnson Bwalia, the number 7. And it's becoming difficult here to keep track of all the goal scorers. Johnson Bwalia, 2 for the captain Kalusha, not related. Kenneth Malatoli got them on their way, then provided number 4 for Dennis Lota. And the poor Burkina Faso side are going to slink away. It's going to be a miracle if he can reverse the flow of this game. Zambians are clearly fitter, far more disciplined and well-prepared, experienced players. Their 8th finals appearance. Remember, the keeper's lost it. And just as well, the man was on the line. Still, they haven't got it away. Almost run in again by Johnson Bwalia. There's a man down. Play goes on. 3, 4 defenders, they're all leaving it for each other. They were statuesque there at the back. And just as well, that man was on the goal line, because a major slip up from keeper Diarra following that corner. And then very nearly put over the line from close range by Johnson Bwalia following in. This might be something, though, a consolation, and nobody in the stadium will begrudge Burkina Faso that. Well, they've pulled one back, would you believe it? And they do have something to remember this game from, in a positive light at least, and that's good to see too. And the man who's just come on, Youssouf Traoré, makes it 5-1. While the Zambians, too adventurous really from that last corner kick, slow in getting back. And in the end, it was all rather simple for the number 9. Here it comes once again. Burkina Faso have a goal back. And still the goals continue to come, but who at half-time would have laid money on the next one coming from Burkina Faso? They hadn't shown at all in the first half. They were totally on the rack, completely outplayed. It was almost becoming embarrassingly one-sided. And they come out of the dressing rooms and immediately find a goal. Youssouf Traoré. Bloemfontein to remember. And who's to say that the scoring hasn't finished? Johnson Bwalia, full-back on the overlap. In comes the cross. No, it doesn't. It's deflected behind for a corner kick. Chiyangi getting an opportunity, the second-half substitute who joined Saletti. He came on at half-time for Dennis Lota. Burkina Faso defenders coming out. Time play. There it is at the end of the 90. So confirmation of an emphatic scoreline, a resounding win, and one that will send shockwaves through the rest of the nations down here. Burkina Faso have been put to the sword. Uncompromising stuff from Zambia. They did it all in the first half.